Welcome to About Mansfield. It is your audio newspaper. I'm Steve Casillo, broadcasting from the Somark Studios, along with the About Mansfield news team. Colleen Daniels, she's taken the day off. We are assisted today by a co-host named Eve. Today is the June 4th, 2025, 274th edition. Coming up, it's Mansfield News, Talk, and Information.
And a little later in the episode, you will have a chance to win a $25 gift card to a Mansfield restaurant of your choice with our Mansfield Trivia Question, courtesy of Joe Jenkins Insurance.
Let's take a look at the stories we're covering this week.
Election Day looms in runoff battle for city council seat.
New school board trustees sworn in following May election.
U.S. News ranks Mansfield among best places to live.
One arrest made in domestic shooting.
Free Food Market seeks donations of canned goods.
Barber Culinary Team wins Youth Cooking Challenge. And in sports, 2 high school football standouts considering multiple college offers.
And in the talk segment, Steve concludes his talk with nonprofit founder and youth mentor, Shawn Serfass. We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. This is About Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool Hand, Cool Hand, Cool Hand, where excellence is still cool.
Are you ready to create unforgettable memories? Picture this: an enchanting event venue nestled amidst breathtaking landscapes with panoramic views right here in Mansfield. The Grandview Event Center is the perfect setting to bring your vision to life. From intimate gatherings to large-scale extravaganzas, the Grandview has flexible spaces to accommodate any occasion, be it a graduation or school function, art exhibition, or birthday or anniversary party. Book your next unforgettable experience at thegrandviewmansfield.com. That's thegrandviewmansfield.com. The Grandview Event Center, where memories are made and dreams become reality. Book your event today.
Looking for a night out that's anything but ordinary? Step into Vault Seafood and Steakhouse, Mansfield's premier upscale dining experience. Savor perfectly aged steaks, fresh seafood, and handcrafted cocktails, all served in a stunning atmosphere. Want more? Enjoy private dining rooms and a cigar lounge for that extra touch of luxury. Vault delivers exceptional flavor in a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. Located at Matlock and Country Club, Vault Seafood and Steakhouse. Unforgettable nights. Unmatched taste.
Hi, I'm Della Sapp, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield. This portion of the news is brought to you by Vault Seafood and Steakhouse.
Well, Steve.
Yeah?
With a big sigh of relief. It's almost over.
Oh, yeah.
Early voting has ended in Mansfield for the City Council Place 5 runoff election. Voters now have one final chance to cast their ballots on Election Day, which is Saturday, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The runoff features Melissa Perez, a local restaurateur, and financial advisor Todd Simmons. In the May election, Perez received just 0.8% more votes than Simmons in a 4-person race, but neither candidate secured the majority, 50% plus 1, needed to win outright, with 25% of the votes in May going to the other 2 candidates, Lance Hood and Eric Rozak. The outcome of this week's runoff remains uncertain. Final results are expected to be released Saturday night.
3 newly elected school board members were officially sworn in during a recent board meeting. Jason Thomas was sworn in to place 3, Anna Alicia Horn for place 4, and Jesse Cannon II for place 5. Each secured their seats in the May 3rd election. In addition to the swearing-in ceremony, the board also voted to select its officers for the 25-26 term. It was a historic moment for the Mansfield School Board as Dr. Benita Reed was elected as the district's first African-American woman president. Other elected officials include Vice President Michelle Newsom and Secretary Dr. Jandel Crutchfield.
Mansfield has been named one of the best places to live in the U.S. for 2025, according to the latest rankings by U.S. News and World Report. The city earned the number 27 spot on the national list and ranked number 9 in Texas. The annual report evaluates cities based on factors like quality of life, value, job market, desirability, and net migration. Mansfield stood out for its high median household income of nearly $118,000, a strong housing market, and a growing population of around 80,000 residents. The city is home to a large percentage of families and working-age adults, though it lacks extensive public transportation and has commute times slightly above the national average. Mansfield joins nearly a dozen Dallas-Fort Worth cities on the expanded 250 city list. The top-ranked cities overall were Johns Creek, Georgia, Carmel, Indiana, and Pearland, Texas.
Mansfield police responded to a shooting incident early Friday morning in the 2600 block of Woodbridge Trail. Officers were dispatched around 1:40 in the morning after a 911 caller reported that he had been shot by his wife during a domestic dispute. The man, who sustained 2 gunshot wounds, told the police he had been shot at approximately 10 times before fleeing his home to seek help. Responding officers provided emergency care, including assistance from an EMT certified officer, until Mansfield Fire Department paramedics arrived. The victim was transported to a local hospital and is expected to recover. The female suspect remained inside the residence, but a police crisis negotiator was able to communicate with her and convince her to surrender peacefully. She was taken into custody without further incident and has been charged with aggravated assault, family violence. Mansfield detectives continue to investigate.
The Mansfield Mission Center Food Market is asking for community support to help stock its shelves with essential items needed this June. High-priority donations include canned vegetables, such as carrots, peas, potatoes, spinach, and mixed varieties, along with tomato products like diced or crushed tomatoes, and canned beans, especially pinto beans and pork and beans. Donations can be dropped off at 78 Regency Parkway, around the back at the market entrance, or at the thrift store located at 703 East Broad Street. The market is open Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and on Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The thrift store operates Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
The Ben Barber Innovation Academy Culinary Team took first place this past weekend at the Taste of Cowboys Youth Challenge. It was held at AT&T Stadium and hosted in partnership with the North Texas Food Bank. In the competition, 6 culinary teams from various school districts were given 75 minutes to prepare a tailgate-themed menu using only ingredients supplied by the food bank. The Ben Barber team was awarded first place for their creativity, teamwork, and culinary skills. Along with the title, they receive a $10,000 grant for their school's culinary club. Class of 26 has 2 notable standouts, and we'll talk about it because sports is next.
Hungry for bold flavor and a good time? Head on over to El Primo's to enjoy sizzling fajitas and their signature blue margarita. Enjoy weekend live entertainment and let the kids run wild with an outdoor play area and arcade. Planning a party? Multiple private rooms are available, including the all-new Parrot's Nest to make your event a success. Food, fun, and flavor for the whole family at El Primo's. Visit elprimos.net and bring your appetite. Located at Matlock and Country Club. El Primo's, where the locals go.
Hey, it's Steve Casillo, and are you ready to make your voice heard? Want to bring out your ideas to life through captivating conversations and engaging visuals? Look no further than Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio, your one-stop destination for award-winning audio and video podcast recording. Equipped with cutting-edge microphones, crystal clear audio recording, and high-definition cameras, we're here to turn your ideas into engrossing content. But it's not just about the equipment. We're dedicated to bringing out the best in your content. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, we're here to elevate your podcasting game. We'll even help you with intro music, transitions, voiceover, and that professional polish that sets your podcast apart. So whether you're into interviews, storytelling, or simply sharing your expertise, Podcast Mansfield can help bring your podcasting dreams to life. Visit podcastmansfield.com. Podcast Mansfield, where creating your podcast masterpiece has never been easier.
At Methodist Mansfield Medical Center, we've been caring for our home team for over 15 years. Today, you'll find award-winning physicians on the medical staff, advanced neurosurgery, a level 3 trauma center, critical care for newborns, and comprehensive orthopedic care. Methodist Mansfield, delivering the care our friends, neighbors, and home team depend on. That's community, and why so many people trust Methodist.
In sports, Lake Ridge High School 5-star offensive tackle Felix Ojo, we've talked about him before, is currently a top uncommitted prospect in the 26 recruiting class. Standing at 6'7" and weighing in at 279 pounds, Ojo is ranked as the number 2 offensive tackle and number 7 overall prospect nationally, according to 24/7 Sports. Ojo recently completed an official visit to The Ohio State, where he expressed high praise for the Buckeyes program. He noted a strong connection with head coach Ryan Day and offensive line coach Tyler Bowen, stating that Ohio State is, quote, very high on his list. This visit was part of a series of official visits, including previous visits to Ole Miss, Texas Tech, and Colorado, with upcoming visits scheduled to Michigan, Texas, and Oklahoma. Despite the positive experience at Ohio State, Texas remains a strong contender in Ojo's recruitment. Rivals analyst Adam Gorney has projected that Ojo will commit to the Longhorns, citing factors such as proximity to home and a strong relationship with Texas offensive line coach Kyle Flood. Ojo is expected to announce his college commitment on June 29th. His top choices currently include Texas, Ohio State, Alabama, and Florida State. He has emphasized that his decision will be more influenced by relationships and player development. Elsewhere in sports, another name to keep your eyes on is Zion Robinson. The 4-star wide receiver out of Mansfield High School is turning heads across the country, and for good reason. Known for his blazing speed and impressive vertical, Robinson has been climbing the ranks and building serious buzz as he visits top-tier programs. Over the weekend, Zion made a stop in Ann Arbor to check out the University of Michigan. Sources say the Wolverines rolled out the maize and blue carpet, showing the Texas native just how much they want him in that offensive lineup. Robinson is a multi-sport athlete. He's a Texas 6A state high jump champion, having cleared 6 feet 8 inches as a sophomore. Additionally, he's a member of the Mansfield High 4x100 relay team, showcasing his versatility and athleticism. But Michigan's not the only state in the mix. Zion's recruitment journey is far from over. He has official visits lined up with Stanford, TCU, and Miami, 3 very different programs, each with a unique pitch. Stanford brings the academics with a West Coast vibe. TCU offers the Big 12 connection and close to home. In Miami, well, they're selling sunshine, swagger, and a wide-open offense. This one's heating up. We will keep you up to date on Felix Ojo and Zion Robinson. And that, my friends, is a look at sports. This Friday, June 16th, is National Drive-In Movie Day, a throwback celebration of flicks under the stars and snacks or more in the back seat. The date marks the anniversary of the first ever drive-in theater, which opened in Camden University back in 1933. The concept? Simple. Park your car, tune in, and watch a movie on the big outdoor screen. No need to even take off your pajamas, unless you're in the back seat. While drive-ins peaked in the 50s and 60s, they're making a comeback, offering a perfect blend of nostalgia and social distancing. Some even are hosting live concerts, church services, and retro double features. So grab some popcorn, maybe a milkshake, and cruise on over to your nearest drive-in. How about the Coyote Drive-In in Fort Worth? Because the magic of movies is even better when the stars are both above you and on the screen.
Coming up after the break, we turn the page to the features section.
I'm Angel Biasatti, and today we're talking about something that affects thousands of families every year: falls. On Methodist Mansfield News to Know.
In this week's Cocktail of the Week, we're kicking off summer with a smoky, sweet bourbon cocktail that harnesses the magic of your backyard grill to transform a classic whiskey sour into the ultimate companion for your barbecue feast.
We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. This is About Mansfield.
This portion of the news was brought to you by El Primo's, where the locals go.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool hand, cool hand, cool hand, where excellence is still cool.
Congratulations to Jeff Hamilton, who knew at least 4 of the zip codes that border the city of Mansfield. There are 11 in total, and we have the list on our website under the Links tab. When we come back, this week's trivia question. This is About Mansfield.
Hi, this is Joe Jenkins with Joe Jenkins Farmers Insurance, specializing in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. I was born and raised here in Mansfield, Texas. We're active in the community, and Mansfield's a town we really care about. Our office has over 30 years' experience in the insurance industry, and we're passionate about what we do and about customer service. For a free quote, please visit our website at joejenkinsinsurance.com or give us a call at 817-472-6058. Once again, that website is joejenkinsinsurance.com.
It is time for the highly coveted, wildly popular About Mansfield Trivia Question. If you are the first person to email the correct answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com, you will receive a $25 gift card to a Mansfield area restaurant of your choice. It's brought to you by Joe Jenkins Insurance. Whether you're looking for homeowners, auto, commercial, or any other type of insurance, Joe has helped Mansfield area residents understand the insurance coverage that best fit their needs since 2010. You can find him on the internet at joejenkinsinsurance.com. Eve, filling in for Colleen. It's your turn.
Well, Steve, this week's trivia question is for those who love numbers such as degrees, minutes, and seconds. The question is, what are the latitude and longitude coordinates for the intersection of Broad and Main Street in historic Mansfield? Email your answer to trivia@aboutmansfield.com. Again, what are the latitude and longitude coordinates for the intersection of Broad and Main Street in historic Mansfield? Good luck, and thanks to Joe Jenkins Insurance for the gift card.
Hi, I'm Scott Bowman, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield, your audio newspaper. Let's open up the features section. Angel Biasatti is here with important news that affects thousands of families every year in Methodist Mansfield News to Know. Angel?
Today we're talking about something that affects thousands of families every year: falls. Whether it's a loved one aging at home or a patient recovering from surgery, falls are one of the leading causes of serious injuries. But the good news is most falls are preventable. And that's why we're so excited to introduce our new Fall Prevention Workshop, June 2nd through July 21st at Methodist Mansfield Medical Center. I have with me today Trauma Injury Prevention Coordinator and EMS Liaison, Karen Yates, who will share information on why falls matter. Karen?
Angel, thanks for having me. The facts are that 1 in 4 adults over the age of 65 fall every year, and some of them fall repeatedly. Even more eye-opening is the fact that falls are the leading cause of injury-related visits to the emergency department amongst the older adult population. In fact, Texas, as well as the United States, falls are the number 1 cause of traumatic injuries every single year. But falls just don't affect the senior population. They can happen to anybody, as you mentioned. So it can be that person recovering from surgery. It can be a new mom that's just given birth to a baby. It can be somebody tripping over a dog, anything. Somebody potentially having physical therapy and they get off balance and fall. At Methodist Mansfield, we strongly believe that preventing falls is just as important as treating them. That's why we've partnered with Area Resources to sponsor a fall prevention workshop that begins, as she said, June 2nd, aimed at early intervention and education.
So what makes this fall prevention program unique, Karen?
A couple things. We do a fall risk questionnaire, and we do that pre and post class where people can talk about, have they fallen before? Do they have a fear of falling? And then hopefully at the end of the class, we've given them tools that would decrease that fear or that likelihood. We teach them simple exercises that would help them improve their balance, therefore leading to a reduction in falls. We also bring in a physical therapist for one of the classes, and the therapist teaches people how to get up at home or somewhere else if they do happen to fall and don't have assistance available.
Thank you, Karen, for this important information. If you or someone you love is concerned about falling, don't wait until it's too late. Take the first step, literally and figuratively, by connecting with our team. To sign up for the free class, call Sharon Rowbottom directly at 817-608-2373 today. At Methodist Mansfield, we're just not treating injuries. We're helping to prevent them because your safety is our priority and your independence is our mission. I'm Angel Biasatti, reporting for the About Mansfield podcast.
Shaken or stirred, you know it's going to be good, as Brian Certain serves up summer in a glass in this week's Cocktail of the Week. Brian?
Welcome to June, and after exploring our garden party sippers throughout May, we're heating things up for June with our new series, Barbecue and Bourbon, two of my favorite things and cocktails designed to pair perfectly with your outdoor grilling adventures. When the smoke starts rising from the barbecues across town, these drinks will complement those bold, charred flavors coming off your grill. Today's feature is the Grilled Peach Whiskey Sour, a seasonal twist on the classic whiskey sour that incorporates the caramelized sweetness of flame-kissed peaches with the rich warmth of bourbon, brightened by fresh lemon juice and balanced with a touch of honey. This cocktail captures everything that I love about summer cooking. It's approachable, yet sophisticated, with a perfect balance of sweet, sour, smoky, and spirits. Well, let's break down what makes this cocktail special. Number one, bourbon. We're going to use 2 ounces per cocktail. Choose a bourbon with enough backbone to stand up to the grilled peach flavors without overwhelming them. I recommend something in the 90 to 100 proof range with caramel and vanilla notes. Maker's Mark 46 works beautifully with its wheated sweetness, but Buffalo Trace or Four Roses Small Batch or even Small Batch Select are excellent alternatives. The bourbon provides the strong foundation with notes of oak, vanilla, and caramel that complement the grilled fruit perfectly. Second, grilled peach puree. We're going to have 1 ounce per cocktail. This is our star ingredient. Select firm but ripe Freestone peaches, the variety where the pit releases easily from the flesh. For batch, we're going to be doing around 6 to 8 cocktails, and you'll need 4 medium peaches. The grilling process caramelizes the natural sugars in the peaches and adds subtle smokiness that elevates this cocktail beyond an ordinary whiskey sour. Third, we're going to need fresh lemon juice, about 3/4 of an ounce per cocktail. Always use fresh squeezed juice for the brightest flavors. The acidity balances the sweetness of the peaches and the honey while adding a refreshing zing that makes this perfect for summer sipping. And then fourth, we're going to have honey, about 1/2 ounce per cocktail. Local wildflower honey adds complexity and connects the cocktail to the season. The floral notes complement the fruit beautifully, and the honey pairs exceptionally well with both the bourbon and the peaches. And then garnish options, grilled peach slice, fresh thyme sprig, or a lemon wheel. And remember always, ice, ice, ice. Yeah, baby, you need lots of ice. So glassware. Typically a rocks glass, also called an old-fashioned glass, is ideal for this cocktail. Its wide mouth allows the aromas to reach your nose as you sip, enhancing the experience of the grilled peach notes. But if you're feeling fancy, a coupe glass also works beautifully for a more elegant presentation. So step by step, what do you need to do? Number one, we're going to prepare the grilled peach puree. You can heat your grill to a medium-high heat, about 375 to 400 degrees. Cut the peaches in half and remove the pits. Then brush the cut size lightly with a neutral oil to prevent sticking, and then place the peaches cut side down on the grill and cook for 3 to 4 minutes or until they develop nice grill marks and begin to soften. Flip them and grill on the skin side down for about 2 to 3 more minutes. Then remove from the grill and let cool for about 10 minutes. You then remove the skins, and after all this, they should slip off easily after the grilling, and then roughly chop the peaches. Put them in a blender and puree in them until smooth. If the peaches weren't quite ripe enough, you can add extra teaspoon of honey to the puree. Then strain through a fine mesh sieve if you prefer a smoother texture, which I always do, and then refrigerate until chilled before using. For each cocktail, 2 ounces of bourbon, 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice, 1 ounce of grilled peach puree, and 1/2 ounce of honey syrup to the cocktail shaker. Fill the shaker with ice, then shake vigorously for 15 to 20 seconds until well chilled. Strain into a rocks glass over fresh ice, preferably with 1 large cube, and then garnish with a thin grilled peach slice and a sprig of fresh thyme if you desire. If you want to add a touch of heat, add a thin slice of jalapeno to the shaker before mixing. The grilled peach whiskey sour is frankly summer in a glass, combining the best of the season's produce with America's native spirit in a refreshing cocktail that's perfect for your backyard barbecue. It's a wonderful way to use those extra peaches when they're at their peak of ripeness, and the grilling process adds a depth and a dimension that makes this cocktail truly special. But always, I'm open to hear your take and your input. You can reach me at brian@bourbongospel.com. And as I always end, until next week, as Mark Twain said, too much of anything is bad, but too much whiskey is barely enough. Reporting for the About Mansfield podcast, I'm Brian Certain.
We're back in 60 seconds with the conclusion of Steve's interview with youth mentor Shawn Serfass.
Imagine a city where innovation knows no bounds, where dreams take flight, and the future unfolds before your very eyes. Welcome to Mansfield, a beacon of growth and a testament to vision. In the heart of Mansfield, a remarkable transformation is underway. But it's not just about the physical landscape. It's about the spirit that drives us forward. A spirit of collaboration that bridges cultures, a spirit of entrepreneurship that fuels prosperity, and a spirit of community that binds us as one. Mansfield is more than just a place. It's a canvas where diversity paints the picture of progress. From art festivals that ignite creativity to tech hubs that redefine boundaries, this city celebrates every voice, every passion. Mansfield, where growth knows no limits and the vision is limitless. Brought to you by the unstoppable spirit of the Mansfield Economic Development Corporation.
Hi, I'm Olympic long jumper Jacob Fincham-Dukes, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to another segment of About Mansfield. I'm Steve Casillo as we make the transition from news to talk. And today we conclude our 2-part interview with youth mentor Shawn Serfass. Enjoy. When did you start Second Chance, and how many kids have gone through so far?
Yeah, great question. So Second Chance, I want to say it was before COVID. And then we were going through, so it was probably 2020. When was COVID? 2020?
2020.
Yeah, so it was right around 2020. So it's been 4.5 years. That's crazy.
Wow.
Is that right? It has. So through the program, so I don't actually I don't have an end to them in the program, because a lot of the programs that are funded, the money stops when the kids turn 18.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And we don't have any sort of grant funding like that whatsoever. We're not supported by anybody. So what I'm able to do is let the kids stay in the program longer, because I think 18 to 20 is almost more important than 16 to 18. They don't have school to go to every day. Now there's more freedom. So as far as who has made it all the way through, I haven't ever graduated a kid out yet, but as far as through the program.
Okay.
My vision is for them to come back as mentors.
Sure.
And just stay at 20, maybe at 20 years old, you'll stop because we buy them shoes twice a year for meeting their criteria. We buy them a pair of Jordans. That's their.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's what they reward for doing the program is the shoes. And a lot of times it's funny because I've been to a Rotary Club in Mansfield before, and I was sharing about this, and there was a guy that was like, "We don't have boys like that in Mansfield," and I was like, "Oh, are you sure? I don't think you've gotten it. When's the last time you've been into the schools? We do have boys that need help here in Mansfield, you know."
Just curiosity, was it the morning Rotary or the afternoon Rotary?
It wasn't Mansfield. Per se, it was an Arlington.
Okay. Oh, it was Arlington.
It was an Arlington Rotary group.
It was Arlington.
It was an Arlington group, and they were like, there's no kids like that in Mansfield, there definitely is,
Oh yeah. I was stunned when I had read this somewhere. It was probably on social media, so it had to have been true. But it said that 50% over 50% of the population in Mansfield are living below the poverty level. And I thought, no way, it's got to be like 10%. And then I did some research, and through MISD and through through City Hall and through the Census Bureau, and you have to, when you do your research, you got to do your due justice. And it's like, damn.
Was it true? It was true?
It was true.
See, I wouldn't have guessed that either.
And so that just blows my mind. Now, the question is, those that go through alternative education, they're not part, or I would assume some are part of that 50%, but they're not, I would assume entitled kids are also, you're in trouble and you're going to Phoenix.
It happens both ways.
Yeah.
It happens both ways. I would say more of the kids we work with are going to be the kids on the side of it who are probably on the more impoverished side, for lack of a better term.
Well, and that was part of the intro, was that you empower at-risk youth and try to alleviate the poverty level and bring them up.
I had never, and I love that. I've never mentioned it, or that might have been in the website that they did for us as far as like the poverty. I never thought of it like as the financial side of it, but literally that is 100% an outcome of what I want to help these boys do. I want them to see their potential. A lot of these young men, they don't see that they have necessarily the same opportunities as everyone else. They might look like, for instance, I'll go tell these kids about something they could do, and one of the kids might be like, "Man, Shawn, that's for them white boys. That's not for," you know what I mean, or whatever. That's not for us. And I'm like, no.
But the Jordans though.
But I'm like, no, I want to show you that you are fully capable of doing anything that you want. You have all the resources. Like we want to build that up. And I shouldn't have said like for the white boys. I didn't mean to be but I just
actually, that brings up what's the ratio of people that go through your program, black to white?
95 to 5% probably
are black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Give me an example. Pick out one kid, and without mentioning his name.
Yeah.
Tell me a story about.
That's awesome. I'll tell you the first kid that ever joined Second Chance Mentors. And I'll tell you, because I'm so proud of him, and he would be proud too. His name's Jerry. When we first met him, he had just been kicked out of school for getting caught with the little vape pens in the bathroom at school. And he was very, very, when I was telling him about the program, and literally didn't have anyone in the program yet. It was me at the Phoenix Academy telling this kid about the program. He was very skeptical, but him and his mom agreed, and he did it. And he became my first kid, because I kind of push the kids to different mentors,
So you're becoming like a big brother.
So that's kind of like what the program is like, right?
Okay, yeah.
Now this kid, Jerry, his dad had been telling him every weekend for like 2 years that he was going to come see him. And it's Waco. And I don't think he's come one time.
90 minutes.
Yeah, and he hasn't come one time. He might send some money on his birthday or something. But anyway, so Jerry finished, because at the Phoenix Academy, or BIC is the one side, Behavior Intervention Center. There's two sides of it. We mostly deal with the kids in BIC, the behavior side of it. So Jerry finished his time there, went back to Summit High School, got back on the football team, then became their PTA vice president. And now he's actually finishing – he's starting automotive school, and he's the manager at the Papa John's right by his apartment. I mean, this kid is thriving, and that could have happened anyway. But I do think that having someone checking on him now, and me and his mom formed a close relationship where she called me crying for his prom, and I got over there so fast because there was no one that could tie his tie.
Oh, wow.
I have pictures of it. It made me want to cry because it was like the coolest thing, because she had no one there to tie his tie.
But see, that's the father figure that my dad.
That's what's missing. Yeah.
My dad never taught me how to tie a tie. I learned on YouTube. But when I became a dad and it was Daniel's turn.
You made sure that that's something that you were.
Oh, my God. Because to me, as a father, it's like a rite of passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Dad, can you teach me how to tie a tie? It's like when your kid comes to you for the first time and says, "Dad, can we play catch?"
Yeah.
It was like,
it's almost exciting. Yeah, it's like, yes, of course we can.
and so in your story, and I don't want to get too personal, but I see a lot of me in you, and we have some similarities. So and now I've never done time in the pen.
Yeah,
but the father figure wasn't always there, and so again, that's why I had to figure out on my own.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think it was YouTube, because Hell, I was probably 50 years old by the time YouTube came around.
But anyway, some sort of course or some sort of
it's
outside source.
But yeah, I taught my son how to tie a tie, and now he shows up for whether it's he's a musician, so whether it's a concert where that requires a tie. Gosh,
see, that's really cool.
He does it on his own.
The one that hits me with kind of what you're talking about in the same is watching my son, is teaching my son, and how we teach these young men is to, when you meet another man, you stand up and you shake their hand and look them in the eyes. Right?
And it's a firm handshake.
A firm handshake, exactly.
Yes.
Because people don't realize as men, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, but you're automatically being judged from when you meet somebody on, right? So what I want these young men in our program to realize is you want to set yourself up with the best chance of success with everybody. You don't know who you could come across. It could be at a gas station that you hold the door open for some guy and you carry yourself well. You never know where opportunities can come from. Mm-hmm. But if your pants are sagging down below your pants and you know what I mean? You got your hoodie on and your face covered with a ski, you're going to miss all those opportunities, like every single one of them. So that's kind of.
You're judged from the second someone looks at you, all the way from what type of shoes you're wearing.
Yep.
You're right. The pants on the ground, as they say, the gold teeth in your mouth.
Yeah.
But also the way you, as you said, the way you carry yourself.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going to give me a firm handshake and with respect and look me in the eye, all right, I'll take it to the next level. Let's talk.
Right? See, you agree with that? It's like I feel like it really is that important just to kind of and those are the type of things that a lot of these young men, and not even just kids in our program, just a lot of young men nowadays aren't being taught. It's kind of like gone out the window, kind of like customer service. Have you noticed that? It's like customer service is almost like people are just like rushing you out of the way now. It's like, and I just feel like things that can really take you to the next level, but aren't really being taught as much.
There's a certain restaurant that I will not mention, that I will not eat at anymore because the service is too fast. But because there's no customer service.
Yeah, it's just get in. I know, and
it's boom, 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 boom. Oh, you're done. Boom. Here's your tab. Get out of here. Anyway, I digress. Second chance mentors. How does one? Do you have to be attending Phoenix to
great
be a
question.
part of?
That's a really good question, and that's something that I'm still struggling with. I get moms twice a week that call me and say, "Oh, my son won't listen to me and his dad, and he's just doing." And every time that I've ever taken a young man from the situation of being called by their parents, it doesn't work. The kid doesn't respond. He doesn't show up to events. He's got an attitude when his mom makes him come. It's so. As much as it hurts my heart, I've kind of stopped taking kids that way. You know what I mean? I'm not my program is not to discipline your kid when you have everything available to do it yourself. I want this program to be for kids that don't have that.
You don't want that attitude of, oh, my mom makes me go here.
Because our boys, I text them, they were going to respond immediately. They're excited. You know what I mean? Because they made the choice to be in this program, so they're proud of it. Mm-hmm. And we do fun stuff. When we take them to Mavericks games, we went to a Cowboys game, we went to the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight. We take them to all sorts of fun events.
Can I sign up for this?
Yeah, come on, you could definitely come help us. We always need good men, and with the community service side of it, because I just like to have. So community service, I'll just get a bunch of good men in the community together, and then we'll pick up the boys and we'll go do something. Like our last big project that we did was we trimmed all the trees and did all of the brushes outside of the Mansfield. There's a clinic. What is it called? They have the thrift store down there, but then there's the clinic.
The Mansfield Mission Center.
The Mission Center Clinic. We did all that, and it made it look really good. And then the boys are proud of it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
The last thing we did was we took the boys to Dollar Tree. Mm-hmm. All of them got $20, and we said we want to put together a bag that you would love for someone to give for you if you were homeless. So there was only had 8 boys show up, but all 8 of them made a $20 bag. Then we took them to Lancaster Ave, and they got to pass out the bags to a homeless person. Oh. And then when they got the bag, the homeless person had to give the boy their best piece of advice that they wish they knew at 16.
Yeah.
And I posted these all on my social media. They're powerful. Stay away from drugs. Don't take your family for granted. Find a career path. Find your purpose when you're young. And it's crazy because a lot of people wouldn't think let me go to the homeless person to find out. But they have some of the best advice because they've hit rock bottom. You know what I mean?
Right.
They know. So it's kind of.
You may find the guy who used to drive a Corvette and now he's homeless.
A lot of those people have stories of where they were, you know what I mean? But drugs are most of them on the street. And
you mentioned social media. Where can people find Second Chance on social media?
For sure. So it's always going to be at Second. The biggest thing is Second starts with a 2, not the word.
Right.
So 2ND, Second Chance Mentors. Facebook, Instagram. We have a podcast that we use. It's called Forgiven AF.
Nice.
The AF is as we change it to Always Faithful, but it's just a catch to catch people. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's on all podcast platforms. We talk about what we're doing. We talk about what's next. And then the website is with a 2, secondchancementors.org, and that kind of has all of the basics and stuff that we do and what's coming up next. And
what is coming up next?
So we have
where is Shawn going to be 5 years or 10 years from now?
So if I want to take this program to the next level, which I do, just full transparency, I need to get more organized. Like right now, it's running off of just my heart for these boys, but where I'm at right now, their structure's not there to really grow. You know what I mean? Like 15 boys is the most right now that I can. I know that if it comes down to me personally, I can still handle this. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But anything more than that, I don't want – it's so important to me that no kids fall through the cracks. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these boys, it's already happened to them by their dad or by some – you know what I mean?
And is the ultimate goal then to get them to be from a program attendee to become a mentor?
That's kind of – we haven't got that far, but I would love that. That's my dream of it. You know what I mean? To where the boys come back.
So maybe Jerry – can come back and say, look, I used to be one of you.
Yeah.
And now
he's still got to finish. He's not through to finish, but he would be great in a couple years because he's not even 18 yet.
Okay.
And so he's about to, when he got that manager job making good money, and it was so demanding, he switched over to online school, which is, it's okay with me. He's still going to get his degree, not his, or what is
GED?
It won't be a GED. It will be his actual high school diploma. That's the difference. Cool. So he'll still get the high school diploma. So we were okay. We let him do that, and that's still considered, meeting the criteria for the program. And he should be done any day. Actually, a cool story with him was, I was his driver's ed instructor because he didn't have anyone else to do it. So I did his 60 hours of driving around. I'd pick him up. He'd drive my truck all over. I sell roofing for a living. So he would drive me to appointments, inspections, and stuff like that. And then when he actually passed everything and got his real license, someone donated a 2003 F-150 to us, and we were able to gift that to him.
Wow.
So he has a vehicle to get to work. And so that's kind of a cool thing too.
You mentioned the gym.
Yes.
Do you still have the gym?
Yes. So
tell me about the gym.
So the gym is called Second Chance Fitness.
Huh.
It's just all kind of
and it's here in Mansfield? Or?
It's right on Cooper. So if 157, Turner Warnell on 157.
Turner Warnell is
there's a Mama Kuka's.
I was going to say by Mama Kuka's.
I love Mama Kuka's. So we're the opposite end of that shopping center towards 287. We're right there on the corner. And everyone's always like, "Oh, I haven't seen it." No, I get that a lot. And my thing is really just needing to get the structure. I need, and maybe this is a call for help right here. I need help with getting organized. You know what I mean? Like where systems in place just to where we would be able to grow and make sure that no one falls through. It's just kind of.
I have a friend who she has a PhD in social work, but was also at one point the executive director of a nonprofit. And that's what she has taken that PhD. She's now a university professor who talks about nonprofits.
Really? That's cool.
Would you like me to put the two of you together?
Absolutely. She could probably definitely give me some advice if you don't mind. That would be awesome.
I don't mind at all. I'm at least happy to make the connection. If the connection doesn't work out, that's between the two of you. Yeah. But that's you're a 501c3.
Correct, yes.
So if people wanted to donate money, how can they find you?
That's probably my biggest weakness is asking for help.
Yeah.
I always feel like I'm asking for the money for myself, so I'm not good at it. But we have on the website, the secondchancementors.org is a donate option on there. and it's all of our money. One thing that's really important, that all of the money goes to our boys. There's no payroll. I'm not taking a penny from this. You know what I mean? Like, we're not paying this. This is not for like a salary for us. All the money goes back into the boys and whatever stuff they're going to have. So
it helps pay for Mavs tickets and Dallas Cowboy
all that
tickets.
Stuff. Stuff.
But that's to the benefit of
I consider that to them. Yeah. I mean, and it will pay for my ticket too. You know what I mean? But it will pay for my ticket too. But I just mean, like, I'm not on pay. I'm not like collecting any money or payroll or anything for like some of these.
You know, you see some of these nonprofits where 80% goes to payroll and only
a lot of them.
But yeah,
a lot of them. Yeah,
it's all going to the kids. That's awesome.
So every penny of ours goes back into the program. Our bank account is an open book. Like, anybody who ever wants to donate, I'm saying, if you want a copy of our bank statement, we're more than welcome to show you. That's how transparent it is. You know.
Cool. I like to end the interviews with really just opening up the microphone to you if you want to give shout outs or thanks or any parting words. The mic is yours.
Well, that's awesome. I think that one of the biggest helps in this program, we wouldn't have this program. I mentioned Regina Crane, but as Dr. Mabry, who is Dr. Mabry is the principal over the BIC side of the Phoenix Academy.
Okay.
That lady puts more effort into these kids, both boys and girls, than any administrator I've ever seen. And it's kind of thankless. It's kind of a thankless job for her. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the accolades aren't coming to the behavior center school. You know what I mean?
Right.
But she works so hard for us. We wouldn't have our program if it wasn't for her. And she dictates kind of who the kids are that we speak with. You know, so she'll kind of meet all the kids and say, "I think these couple would be great for your program." So just in the Phoenix Academy in general, even, you know, Garza, who's the principal over there now, they're just great people that really care about the kids. And I just want to make sure that they know that we're thankful for them letting us into the schools, you know?
That's awesome.
So I think that would really be it. And then my wife for helping me stay focused. That's a big one.
Shout out to the wife. Yay. Second Chance Mentors. Second, again, is with the number 2. Do not spell out second. It's secondchancementors.org. We've been talking with the director, Shawn Serfass, and, you know, fantastic story.
Thanks.
The way you hit rock bottom and made a comeback
saved my life.
is a great story.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks for being on About Mansfield.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me, sir.
Coming up next week on About Mansfield, we are going to take a trip of a lifetime with Mansfield resident Steve Binkley, who has, check this out, visited every U.S. national park, every Major League Baseball park, and all 50 states. This is a fun one. In the meantime, this is the place where you will hear the latest Mansfield news, talk, and information. Until then, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, engage, connect, amplify, share, love. Come on now, support this podcast if you haven't already, so you never miss an episode. It's free and it's easy. Head on over to our website, aboutmansfield.com. Enter your email address right there on the homepage. We will never, ever send you any spam. We promise. Hey, Colleen may have taken the day off, but she was kind enough to record the closing credits. Colleen, it's your turn.
Well, Steve, About Mansfield is recorded at Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio. Hosts Steve Casillo and Colleen Daniel. Moment with the Mayor feature Michael Evans. Methodist Mansfield News to Know, Angel Biasatti. Cultural Arts Calendar, Tim Roberts. Cocktail of the Week, Brian Certain. Post-production editing, mixing, and mastering, Steve Casillo and Andrew Miner.
This podcast is copyrighted by Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this podcast without written consent is strictly prohibited. We thank you all for listening on behalf of the entire news team. I'm Steve Casillo, and this is About Mansfield.